Canada getting her second consecutive, last one, but very impressive wins over Seattle and LA. And Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah Boston said, you got it.
Got to save her energy this game. This team works her.
And they saw each other, a short shot clock right away in the first attempt. JC off the deck, tried to put it up and short.
One of those are going to fall. She went 0 for 7 last game in her first game back in a Dream uniform, but she's got to wear off some of that rust.
Natasha Howard drains that one in. She can do it all.
Howard had 26 points in the win over the Dream in the last game, so they know they've got to take away what she can do, especially inside of the paint.
The 3-time WNBA champion, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, finding a new home, the one-year deal she signed as a free agent out of Dallas. Brittany Griner off back iron, so Atlanta still over.
Griner seeing that double team as she tried to turn over her left shoulder, did a good job of not allowing the defense to take it away.
Bree Jones with the assignment of Natasha Howard, Brittany Griner on Aaliyah Boston. Howard on Lexi Hull, and the block right away.
Excellent defense by Howard. She got sucked in, baseline, didn't cut it off by Hull, but was there defending with the block.
Ryan Howard has had to wear many hats in the absence of Jordan Canada. She's actually leading the team in assists. The dish underneath to Bree Jones, no good.
And Bree Jones pokes it away from behind on Lexi Hull, so gets the possession back.
First turnover for Indiana, long three. Off the mark for Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray leading Atlanta in points, averaging at 20 points. And you can see very early on who's trying to establish that physicality.
They've just been going at it. They've taken it personal.
Gentle reminder, Brittany Griner actually fouled out of the game against the Indiana Fever when they were at State Farm. A lot of contact at the top of the key. Aaliyah Boston taking some time to gather herself.
A little bit of a cheap shot here. You can see Griner with the elbow, and it's a little bit high, and it hits Boston almost in her throat.
Atlanta had to do a lot of that load in the inside without her in their previous matchup.
Well, the good thing is when they did win against this team, it was also a game that they did most of it without Griner on the floor, but you still want to have your best post out there in these big-time games.
Aaliyah Boston off from the three. She's already hit one on the season as Bree Jones puts Atlanta on the board.
And I stand corrected, one of your best posts, because that's not giving Brianna Jones her respect. She's also one of the best posts on this team. And she also plays at the pace that the Dream want to play at.
Talk about pace, you can't forget about Kelsey Mitchell.
Smesko telling us before the game that you gotta defend her in dead sprints because she's so quick and can shoot.
Woo, wait a minute now, Tab. Behind the back, behind Jordan Canada. I thought we were gonna see something on the highlight reel. Great, pulls up, drains it, bottom of the net. Atlanta ties it at 4.
It'll still make the reel just because of that play right there.
So positive play for Atlanta. Good to see Jordan Canada back on the floor. Coach talked about the rhythm in which he's expecting her to play. Bree Jones tried to poke away, forces Aaliyah Boston to pick it up, and another turnover for Indiana.
Atlanta's hands are just all over the place. And a good give and go there, but Naz Hillman couldn't complete it at the rim.
Looks like Natasha Howard may have gotten a hand on it. Again, look at the battle underneath, and Aaliyah Boston really forcing the matter on the inside against Atlanta.
Woo, this post battle is shaping up to be something, but it started on the other end right here. Bree Jones getting 2 feet deep inside the paint, and when she's that deep, it is going to be hard to stop her. If you're Aaliyah Boston, you want to keep her out. And right there, the nice fake from Gray. She gets the defense to jab to the rim, thinking she's going to pass it, and she just puts it up and knocks it down.
Off the deck, Kelsey Mitchell finds Aaliyah Boston, pulls up. How about the uptick in productivity from Aaliyah Boston over these last 4 games? Indiana playing their 5th game without Caitlin Clark. They were on a 3-game skid, have won their last 2 and are 2-2 without Caitlin Clark on the floor. Woo. A lot of contact underneath on the putback for Alicia Gray. She'll get 2 at the charity stripe. I'll tell you, Tab. 2 shots for Alicia Gray, shooting 82% from the free throw line this season. rolls that one in just behind Te-Hina Paopao as far as free throw percentage this season. We talked about Atlanta coming into this game 5-3 as you're taking a look at Te-Hina Paopao, the rookie out of South Carolina, also won a title at South Carolina. Got a couple of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, and the amount of titles on the floor for them tonight is pretty good.
And we also have their fan base too. I mean, whenever one of the South Carolina products scores, we hear half the arena.
Sid Colson pulls up, and that's her shot. Sydney Colson. That's how she got on the board again in their previous game against the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, Colson is a champion with the Fever, so she definitely knows how to play. Just because she doesn't get as many minutes with the Fever, or with the Aces, excuse me, doesn't mean she can't play. Just stepping into the starting lineup and producing.
In her 14th season in the W right away, Brianna Jones with the deep seal and score. Aaliyah Boston actually had a really nice screen to clear things out for Kelsey Mitchell.
Absolutely. Kelsey Mitchell was just smart with her read right there.
Naz Hillman lined it up, couldn't knock it down. She has extended her range this season, couldn't connect on that one.
Notice how the defense came out to have to defend her at the three-point line. They can't just sag off and help in the lane and clog it up anymore.
In the previous 3 seasons for Naz Hillman, she made 1 3. She's already made 6 this year.
Last game had a career high of 2. You got to respect her and play her from that three-point line.
Howard on Howard, and the bump and the basket for number 10.
You could see it in Natasha Howard's eyes as she landed and tried to keep her hands behind. Game 25 the next game, maybe 30, just gradually getting her there. But you see what she brings to this team. 2-time steals leader, 2-time all-defensive team champion.
2-time with that as well.
You need a player like that on the floor, and you've already seen the pace that she brings, and she's also gotten a couple deflections out here defensively. Just changes the pace of this entire squad and how they...
Stoppage of play briefly for the Indiana Fever. Had to make sure that the clock was right. Officials for today, Roy Govian, Sierra Cruz, and Kevin Fahey. 10 on the shot clock. Erin McDonald in the game. The up and under on Te-Hina Paopao, and right away like lightning.
Such a pro, just the consummate pro. Steph White talking to us about how she was ready when they called her up on that hardship contract, and she's just the ultimate professional. She works hard.
Brittany Griner back in the game with the 2 fouls, going at Damaris Dantas, who also spent some time in Atlanta. Holding her lip as well, might have had some contact on that spin around.
I like to see BG back in the game. Those were 2 quick fouls that were tic-tac fouls. We've talked about that in the past, how she can't pick those up. I like how Carl Smesko and his coaching staff are allowing her to kind of redeem herself in this first quarter.
Kelsey Mitchell dancing up top, strong on the attempt. Neither team has scored consecutive baskets in this game. It has gone back and forth. Indiana with a 1-point advantage with 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Bounce pass broken up by Indiana. That's the first turnover for Atlanta, as Dewana Bonner also in the game for the Indiana Fever. Dantas up top. So back-to-back looks for Indiana from outside. Same spot, same results. Te-Hina Paopao might have caught Brittany Griner off guard and still gets the bucket to fall.
Brittany Griner had something to say about it after. And I like the toughness that I'm seeing out of Griner.
Just shooting 36% from the field and have yet to knock down a 3.
I will say this, both of these teams make each other play ugly. I think for both of these teams to be 3-point shooting teams, they both are also good at defending the 3-point line, and all 3 times that they played each other, the 3-point percentages have been horrendous.
Kelsey Mitchell couldn't connect right away. Mia Coffey skying in for her first rebound. Atlanta looking to build on this 5-0 run. Ryan Howard already on the board. She's sitting at 2. Gray going at Hull, with back to the left. Gray for greatness on that one. She'll get one at the free throw line.
Now, Indy.
Can we go back to our conversation that we had with Carl Smesko earlier today? We were just talking about the road trip and some things that he's seen in his team as far as the growth. And he said the buy-in, yes, but also another viewer, the balance that we're seeing from them. Earlier this season, especially against Indiana, we talked about the amount of threes that were going up and are they settling. Now we're seeing a balanced attack from Atlanta.
Absolutely, shot selection as well and playing into each other's strengths. He spoke on how do we get the ball into our bigs when they're open and deep in the paint and not miss it? How do we get Ryan Howard better shots? How can we allow Alicia Gray to put the ball on the floor?
Tina Pow had to send it up top after a couple of nice moves to the basket. Couldn't connect. Here comes Sydney Colson, guarded by Maya Caldwell. Aerie looking for some space and took the bump. So
when they locked down Gray and Howard, who did you have? You didn't really have many other options, so now it's nice that they've got 4 and then some. Now we got Jordan Canada back, and she can put the ball in the hole too when she gets comfortable.
The depth for Atlanta definitely in a different place than a season ago. Jordan Canada. Didn't like the look. Will reset at the top of the key. 5 on the shot clock. Caldwell, corner 3, off the mark.
Lexi Hall was right there. She almost got a tip of that three-point shot by Caldwell.
Caldwell, that's what she does best. The 3rd turnover for Indiana. And just off the mark as Jordan Canada. You can't do that, buddy. Coming in bounds, trying to see if she can get it in. That's...
She overthunk it. That would have been her first made basket of the season, and she overthought that one. Guys, she can make a layup.
I think we can all agree, as Aerie McDonald can also drain a 3.
Hold up, Aerie. Let me see. She got 6 points already. She's been perfect. 2 of 2 from the floor. And that's that energy that we talk about that she's injected, and she's just revitalized this entire team and the fan base as well with what she's brought on the floor at both ends.
It's almost interesting that when some healthy bodies come back for Indiana, they'll have some decisions to make about if they can't keep her. Bree Jones on the 2nd attempt, that's good.
Boy, she just battles night in and night out. I mean, it does such a good job of doing her work early, just getting 2 feet deep in the paint.
Natasha Howard in the right place at the right time. Just down 1 as we're in the final 20 seconds of this first quarter. Jordan Canada setting things up, waiting. Gets Bree Jones against Dantas. One-on-one coverage. Off the glass. Yes!
She might have got away with a little step there.
3 seconds, Sid Colson sends it to Dantas. 3 ball, short. So that will do it for the first quarter, Atlanta. You're right, though. Going back to the 2nd game, as these two have split the first 2 meetings. But with Sophie Cunningham coming off of the bench, she had a quick 9 points in her first game back and was a tear for Atlanta, who really didn't have a response to scoring at the right time. Brittany Griner with the deflection over Aaliyah Boston. That gets Atlanta the ball back. Ryan Howard still trying to set up the offense.
I know that block felt good for BG because her and Aaliyah have been going at it, okay? Not just this game, all 3.
If it's one thing that Brittany Griner can do very well, it's block shots. She had 11 in a game in her career.
That's crazy. 11, sheesh.
Holds the W record for it. 10 on the shot clock, more movement for Indiana. Aerie repositions from 3, drains her 2nd one of the night.
And that's the pressure that McDonald puts on you. So you got to defend Kelsey Mitchell out there, but also Aerie McDonald, who are quick on the bounce, as well as putting up their shot.
We're tied at 22. Jordan Canada dropped Lexi Hull, looking for space, found it, and there's the bucket. Jordan Canada with her first points of the season.
She just wanted to do it in a nice fashion and a flashy style. That was a beautiful move. She'll miss the easy 2 at the rim, but she'll make that difficult shot.
I will say this, Tabitha, we're okay with her making the ones at the rim as well.
I am so okay with that.
Natasha Howard, the floater no good. Ryan Howard comes down with another rebound. Nas didn't like the look. Jordan Canada, can't she do it again? And couldn't connect from 3.
That's okay because she already saw the bottom of the net. She saw the ball go through. So now that pressure of making your first shot of the season is gone. And now you can just play.
Right, and to your point, Tab, for Atlanta in their offense, it's mostly what can they do for everyone being a threat. That is the right shot to take. So a foul will go against Nas Hillman.
Jordan Canada drops Lexi Hull defensively in and out on Natasha Howard, gets her in the air, and then step through. It's like 3 different moves in one. Just beautiful basketball.
Level of difficulty 9.8, flirting with 10.
I can't do it. I was going to give her a 10.9.
Putting you in a position where we're saying you can't do it. I don't know where the standard is going to be set. Where's the bar?
Girl, that knee would have buckled on that step through.
5 on the shot clock. Aaliyah Boston going against Bree Jones. The dig in by Jordan Canada. How about that look? Aaliyah Boston is just relentless in the paint, and a great start for Aaliyah Boston. Have 3 starters now with 4. Leading the way, though, Ari McDonald with 9 off the bench.
Her first 2 seasons, that shot might have been an errant shot, might have been wild, but you can see how she settled in her 4th season, just commanding the attention in the post.
Gray going at Mitchell, found space and dribbles that one right on in.
Kelsey Mitchell saying that Gray hooked her.
Alisha Gray may be soft-spoken and may look nice, but she is lethal on the floor as back-to-back buckets for AB.
Smart move by Boston not to even go into any of the contact.
So Aaliyah Boston again was trying to back.
For time this season, these are new teammates, and we still have players on Atlanta who've been working on that post-to-post high-low passing, so we know that it's something that the chemistry has to build, but that pass looked really good from Tawana Bonner to Boston.
On that previous series, Aaliyah Boston picked up her 2nd foul. JC again short on the 3. Atlanta still over from outside. They've missed 5. Natasha Howard draws the foul on Ryan Howard. That will be her first.
And Howard is, because of how Howard's hands, Natasha Howard that is, kind of went wild when she went up. That could be some acting or it could be some contact.
Checking in for your dream, number 32,
So we get the first look at Shatori Walker-Kimbrell checking in for Atlanta. Another piece in the free agency moves for Atlanta over the summer. Picking up 3 players, Brittany Griner and Bree Jones being 2 others that have been brought in, and that was a big splash for Atlanta to understand the assignment of what they needed from a season ago, and especially being dropped out for New York with a lot of hype, the reigning champs, but also seeing Dallas and a lot of the interior front court length that they had to go against, and they were able to get really big pieces. Bree Jones send it out. Gray. Thought she shot it.
Yeah, it was a little late, but credit the defense by the Fever because they brought that double team to B. Jones.
You got to credit Indiana as well, holding Atlanta, who is in the top 5 in threes made in the league, to 0 for. They're shooting 36% from the floor at one point. Indiana up by 1. Dantas couldn't connect. Tawana Bonner couldn't corral that in. It will go out of bounds, and it will go to Atlanta.
And defensively, that's what Indiana does, Angel, just going back to their 3-point defense. They're top 3 at 3-point defensive percentage, attempts, and makes. So we're going to see if the Dream can get that 3-point shooting back on track as Indiana tries to defend it. They're
hit threes, and she added when I passed off, 9 times out of 10, she's going to finish it every single time, no matter who it might be.
Pretty accurate, Autumn, seeing that she is shooting close to 50% from the field. You mentioned her career high she's seeing. She's been on a tear and also getting the Eastern Conference Player of the Month to end out May as well with her bestie and Asia Wilson on the other side, Western Conference Player of the Month.
Yeah, she did it in the shoes and everything. She had on the pink A1s, but nice job here by Bree Jones, recognizing that she's getting the double team that's coming with Dantas coming down the side of the rim and creates that contact Dantas had no choice but to foul her.
That'll be Dantas' second foul as one more on the way. Lexi Hull checks in for Indiana. Natasha Howard will take a seat.
DeWanna Bonner is going to move to the 4 position. And not so long ago, we saw her go to the locker room. I don't think anything was going on with her. Didn't see any new braces or anything. Maybe it was just a potty break.
Just a little reset, that's all. Tied at 27. Atlanta have the advantage after the first quarter. It's been a very tight series so far between Indiana and Atlanta. Nia Coffey and Brittany Griner will check in at the next dead ball for the Dream. Gray sticks it in, got the cookie jar. Add the milk, she gets it to go. Another bucket for AG.
She could sense blood in the water when Dantas fumbled that first pass, and what did she do? She went for it without fouling.
Alicia Gray in double figures with 11. Just adding Atlanta's 3rd field goal in the paint. Kelsey Mitchell couldn't connect on the take. Yeah. Slow to get off the floor.
I like the no call, though, because Mitchell was out of control and also had a hook on Gray.
Reed Jones able to go against her former teammate, and DeWanna Bonner underneath. It's been pretty good.
Making a case for MVP early in the season.
Just one of the 2 teams still undefeated, ironically, along with the New York Liberty. Those are the final 2 teams, or the teams that were in the finals a season ago.
Yeah. So back to Atlanta. Ryan Howard's picking up that foul, but Brittany Griner tapped on her chest and said, "That's me." And I believe it's because she jumped when Boston went up the first time. So Boston did the pump fake, got her in the air, and then she got Nia Coffey in the air. Then Ryan Howard was that 3rd line of defense, and she picked up the foul. So BG having to stay on the floor, needing to stay on the floor to protect her teammates behind her.
So that'll be the 2nd foul on Ryan Howard. Brittany Griner also has 2. No others have more than 1 for Atlanta. On the other side, Aaliyah Boston has 2. Demiris Dantas, who is on the bench right now, also with 2. 4 minutes left in the first half. Ryan Howard out top has grown really comfortable in that point guard position.
Yeah, Carl Smesco told us that we were going to see her at point guard for the foreseeable future.
Stripped away, DeWanna Bonner held up Ryan Howard. That's the 4th turnover for Atlanta. Ari McDonald, who has already knocked down 2 threes off the bench.
And that's the length of Brittany Griner. She's going to force you to take those wild shots, and you can see the fatigue setting in on Aaliyah Boston. The post for Atlanta just wearing her down and making her work.
And the efficiency dropping for Indiana as well, as that sails out of bounds. Alicia Gray. 6'7" is enough. I don't know if she's about 7'2". She can bring that one down.
But we talk about the pace, both these teams, that they want to play fast. And I think that Atlanta has the upper hand in that, Chris. They don't get out of shape as much. We just talk about the fatigue settling in as the percentages are dropping for Indiana in the 2nd quarter.
Well, Atlanta has to clean up some things on the offensive end as well. They have 4 turnovers in this quarter alone. 8 on the shot clock. DeWanna Bonner pulls up for the triple. That's the 4th for Indiana.
DeWanna Bonner has been trying to find her way on this team. Just talking to Steph White earlier today, she talked about how off the bench she's finding her groove. She used to be in the starting lineup, but now she's figuring some things out in a rhythm that she can play with.
Nia Coffey, power move, and one too many steps trying to get to her spot. So yet another turnover for Atlanta. That will summon the bench. Tahina Powell will take a seat. 2:36 left in the 2nd.
Yeah, Carl Smesco wanting to get JC back in this game. We talked about the minutes for her, how he wants to work them up game by game. It's just her 2nd game back, and she's at 10 minutes so far. So you're going to gradually see her play more and more minutes. She's got to get back into basketball shape.
Well, no better way to get in basketball shape than guard one of the quickest players in the W at Ari McDonald. Speed matching speed.
With their little selves. Them all quick.
Nia Coffey skies up for another rebound. We're locked at 31. Angel Gray, tap the Turner, and Autumn Johnson here for you as Nia Coffey pulls up for the three and off the mark.
But again, Alicia Gray was able to grab that rebound. Why? Because of the post for Atlanta. They command respect at the three-point line.
Another turnover for Atlanta. Kelsey Mitchell fumbling the ball up top. Allows Atlanta to set up in their half-court defense. Less than two. Erin McDonald, the slide, kick out. Lexi Hull. Triple no good. Tawana Bonner flying in for another bucket.
Yeah, you got to box out DB. She just came in. Nobody put a body on her. That's not right time, right place. That's not making contact when that shot goes up.
Indiana back out front. 6-0 run for the Fever. We've had 3 lead changes, tied 8 times. As we're approaching the final minute, Ryan Howard couldn't connect on the triple. 0 for 7 for Atlanta, a team that is second in threes made this season.
Right here, Tawana Bonner just skies in from the opposite side, the weak side wing. She wasn't even in the post. She skies in from the wing. Nobody puts a body on her, and she gets easy too. DB said, I don't want to fight. Give me the easy shots and let me work my way into this rhythm.
Good hands for Bree Jones. Trying to disrupt. Still a battle underneath. Aaliyah Boston begging for the ball, and Erin McDonald just a bit wide left.
Jordan Canada making Erin McDonald put up some shots that she didn't have to put up in the first quarter.
Tawana Bonner tried to jump out top for another steal. You can see Atlanta trying to regroup offense.
Atlanta has been 3. If you're Atlanta, you want to take advantage of these last few seconds and get back on top and get the momentum going in your favor.
They have not scored in 4 minutes. Can that change here? Gray. So they will say Atlanta that is going to challenge this call.
I think from one angle it looks seconds on the shot clock to work with.
They will get it in the area where initially the foul was called. So Ryan Howard out front of the Atlanta bench. As you mentioned, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ryan Howard pulls up and off the mark for the three. The putback by Gray in the right place.
Not the best shot by Howard, but when you've got a team this deep and Alicia Gray, 6 foot, a big guard, she can do just that and get that easy putback.
Indiana has plenty of time for a final shot to close the half. 10 seconds, Erin McDonald up top, and more contact with Aaliyah Boston and Bree Jones.
And Stephanie White was all over that. She was right by the referee when she saw the push from Bree Jones on Boston. Jones just trying not to allow Boston to get 2 feet in the paint, because we talk about it all the time. When they do their work early and get deep in the paint, it's hard to stop.
Bree Jones now with 2. 6 on the game clock. Kelsey Mitchell finding the angle, rims out. And Jordan Canada comes out of the pass with the rock. That will